Hey, thanks, Bruce, for that kind introduction. I believe that there's a need for a new set of space simulation tools, and it emphasizes kind of front and center ISRU of different kinds, and I'll talk about what some of those are that I've modeled. Takes full advantage of opportunities for material reuse and recycling. So one system's waste is an input for another system whenever possible. Has a mixture of both current and future technologies, things that may be emerging in the next few years that are not yet operational, that may be a company technology and development, or something that's kind of at the upper end of the research stage that looks like it could be commercialized. The physics looks good, the economics, maybe there's a fair chance of that. And so to some extent, I've represented some of those as well, and we can talk more about that. Another thing that's really important for this model is that we are not just looking at things happening at pilot scale or sort of on the order of supporting one or two people. It's really kind of system operations at large scale. And so I am borrowing from Earth Analogs a lot of information. What would a full-size factory look like on the surface of another planet in order to do tons per day level production of materials processing, for instance. And finally, and this is something that's still being developed, but is an aspirational goal of the model, is to do cost projections, particularly as scale increases and costs can come down, learning rates and so on. It'll be very important for us to understand what the projected future costs of these operations are. Here are some examples of scenarios that can be modeled. Transport of cargo and humans, say, to or from the moon or Mars. We can model asteroid mining and the associated transport operations. Spent a lot of time looking at how to produce refined materials from raw resources in situ on the moon and Mars, for instance. Construction and operations of a large space structure, such as a commercial space station or a propellant depot or a space settlement. Things on the surface of the moon or Mars, including things like robotic mining operations. And as we've been saying, cash flow analysis and investment requirements are going to be an important thing for it to be able to do eventually. I'm not committed to one particular method. In fact, if a better one comes along, I am more than happy to replace the kind of proxy process that I have with something that is more credible. And so the nice thing about this is that I'm not advancing a particular framework or technology suite. It's really sort of just to be used to explore different combinations, or it's kind of to constantly improve the overall process to identify the best methods for the environment.